Good afternoon, guys. It's Roman Guzman here, coming to you with my official weekend video. And today we're going to be doing something differently. Instead of playing a game, I'm actually going to be ranking every XFL football team, in my opinion, from worst to best. Now, I am a big fan of football, and due to the fact that the Chiefs have won the Super Bowl and that the NFL is not playing at the moment, spring football is here in the form of this 8-team league. Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, St. Louis, Washington, D.C. I don't know if that counts as a city, but you get it. Seattle and Tampa Bay. I'm going to be ranking them from worst to best, like I said, in my opinion. So here we go. Starting off at I'm just, starting off with the worst category. I'm going to have to say the Seattle Dragons. And and by the way, I am ranking these based on my personal opinion of how the players are, the performance, their standings, and yeah, it's basically those three things. So in terms of like how the players are and like the record, Seattle Dragons are the worst at the moment because they have had 5 games and have only won one. So they're 1-4, which means that they're not. If they're going to make the playoffs this year, they better hurry up because nothing is really going their way at the moment. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I don't really focus on too many of the games. However, I can say more about the Tampa Bay Vipers, which I'm sorry if you are from Seattle or Tampa Bay or support any of these teams. I hate to put you at the bottom of the barrel, but you guys are very bad right now because with the Tampa Bay Vipers, let me see. Uh, I actually have been paying more attention to their games rather than Seattle. And with their games, like especially in their first game, they were getting destroyed. Their second game, which was actually against Seattle, they had like I can't remember if it was like 9 point or even 14 point lead, but they blew it and they ended up losing to Seattle. And it took them until literally last week to get a victory. Their fifth game has yet to be played. It's actually going to be taking place tomorrow. But right now, they have not been doing too well. Like it's bad, and I hope they get better because I'm not really rooting for too many of these teams. I mean, I'm from California, so I probably should be rooting for the LA Wildcats, but I'm like a Giants fan. I'm like a San Francisco fan, and when you like San Francisco, you're really not supposed to like LA. So on to the next team. Oh, and by the way, in my opinion, I think we're done with the worst team. We're going to the pretenders, or I would just say the C category. So for this category, without a doubt, the first team to go here are the New York Guardians. Okay, the New York Guardians, in my opinion, should be fantastic, but as of week 2, there is just one thing that has been going wrong, and I'm sorry if this man ever hears about this video, but it's their quarterback, Matt McGloin, from formerly a quarterback from the New York Raiders. In week 1, he was doing fantastic, but in week 2, I don't even remember what their opponents were. My bad. It was the DC Defenders. He was not doing well. I have to say right now, he was trash. It surprises me that he is still on the team, and but I think right now he's out with a rib injury, so they're bringing in my opinion, a much better quarterback whose name I honestly don't remember. But hopefully, with this time off, he can try and train a little bit more and get better because right now he is not doing well. So I'm done talking about the New York Guardians, and I'd have to say the other team that would have to go here is the LA Wildcats. Now, like I said, I'm from California, so my best chances of rooting for any team would have to be LA in a way. But like the Guardians, they. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the Guardians have only won. Wait, no, they've won 2 games. The LA Wildcats have yet to play their 5th game. They're 1-3 right now. The only reason why they are not like the Tampa Bay Vipers at the bottom of this list is because they beat DC 2 weeks ago, and they squashed them by literally 30 points, and that's impressive enough for me to rank them up by one point. And yeah, I'd have that's really all I have to say. So in terms of the B category, I'd have to put the the DC Defenders here first because they have yet to play their fifth game. So they've played 4 games and they're 2-2, right? They started off fantastic. First 2 weeks undefeated. They were amazing. They were awesome. They were fantastic. However, uh, then they lost to the LA Wildcats, I believe. Yeah, they lost to the LA Wildcats, and then they, like I said, by 30 points. It was 39-9, and then they lost to the Tampa Bay Vipers. And I even heard a comment on YouTube saying, "What is happening to my DC Defenders?" I don't know who it was. It must have been a DC fan, obviously. But at the same time, I don't know what's happening to them either because, in my opinion, I think they're starting to fall apart. Okay. So moving on, I'd have to say the Dallas Renegades would also go here too because they did not start off well. I think actually hold on. Um, I honestly forgot the record. Um, okay, yep. They're 2-2, just like the Renegade. I mean, not the Renegades. Just like the Defenders, and I don't know. Honestly, they were just like, in my opinion, they're just kind of there. I don't really like Dallas. Like my father doesn't like Dallas. He will choose any team over Dallas and or LA, but I haven't been really focusing on them. Now this next team, the St. Louis Battlehawks, I don't know whether to put them at best or contenders. Okay, because they have been like, I think they're 3-1, 4-1 at the moment. They've won the majority of their games, so I'm gonna put them at best because they have been making some fantastic plays. Quarterbacks, the running backs, linebackers, both safe and like with defense as well. The safeties, also defensive linemen. They know how to get through any kind of offense from any other team. Uh, they've been making some fantastic plays, in my opinion, probably the best of any team. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Like, just they're able to stand out in that sense, in my opinion. And definitely this final team, the Houston Roughnecks, they definitely go at the top of this list, along with St. Louis. Like between the two quote best teams that I have selected, I would have to say Houston Roughnecks are by far better because they are the only team to have yet been defeated once in their franchise history. I mean, I know it's only the first season, so it's not really too much big of a deal, like that they are undefeated, that they've never lost before in history, even though the month it's only been like a month since the season started. But they are the only undefeated team as of me recording this within the entire XFL. They have destroyed any team that they've come across. You see, there was I think there was the Vipers. There was definitely the Wildcats. There was also definitely the Guardians, which like their game against the Guardians was when I was like, okay, this team is awesome, and Matt McGloin needs to go on the shelf. That was the game when I thought Matt McGloin was officially trash. So yeah, that's pretty much all. They're undefeated. Their offense is amazing. Their defense is fantastic, and yeah, that's it. So those are my personal opinion. My That's my personal opinion on ranking the XFL teams. of the entire league. So hope you guys enjoy. If you have anything to say regarding regarding a disagreement of my opinion, leave a comment down below, and I will and let me know further information because I don't know too much about this. I'm just one of those people who doesn't really like support a team, but just likes to watch a football game regardless. So yeah, I'd have to say that's it. I'll see you guys next weekend.